Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Vaughn with Singing News Magazine, and we are here today with our very special guests, the Erwins.
Hello.
Hi. We have Keith
Hi.
and Cody, Chris and Katie here today to talk about their Grammy-nominated album for Best Roots Gospel Album, their Christmas record called What Christmas Really Means. I'm having trouble talking today, but anyway, so I'm really excited that y'all are finally here in the office.
Yes.
And everybody gets to hear this Christmas album, even though it's maybe a different time of year for them. I'm the person who loves Christmas music and will listen to it all year round.
Likewise.
And so I'm really excited for you guys. And I know that this year has been a little different for everybody. So what have y'all filled your time with this year?
Ooh.
Great
Well, we'll start with Cody.
Yeah,
You'll
I
start
have
with-
two little girls at home, so my years always full. But this year, you know, when we get to sing, we're obviously so excited about that. But we've just been in the studio a lot, cutting two new records, and so that's taken a lot of time finding songs and then listening to songs and
Writing
getting the
songs.
studio time, writing a few.
That's right.
Yeah, so we don't have a hard time keeping ourselves busy, thankfully. But
Yeah, I've something really cataclysmic has happened in my household. Me and my wife had our very first child, and so that has been an amazing learning experience. And as you can imagine, not getting a whole lot of sleep, but everything else is absolutely awesome. And it's so amazing how you don't really feel as tired as you think you would when you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a baby. You're just more excitement and joy than anything else. So.
Well, I've been hibernating properly, and my only accountability is to decide which Pop-Tart I want in the morning. Flavor
Yeah,
Pop-Tart.
hard decisions
Well,
for you.
And
that's
what
better for me.
Pop-Tart do you generally
You know what?
choose?
I like the cinnamon. Stick
Do
with
you?
brown sugar. cinnamon.
Chocolate's my favorite.
Can't
go wrong.
lose with
Right?
Can't
that.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can't
yes.
go wrong.
Chris and I, you know, they have obviously wife and children, and they love to play golf, basketball, all of that. Chris and I, our lives are music. It's music all the time, constantly. I run social media for the Erwins, so I stay very busy handling all of that. But Chris and I, we've been, you know, trying to arrange new songs, write. We felt very inspired being home during quarantine, so that's been interesting and fun. That's what's really kept us busy. We've traveled a little bit to Nashville to do some work, but
A lot of
other than
online stuff.
yeah, a lot of Zoom calls, a lot.
Had around 90 dates canceled in
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
And just like everybody else,
Yeah.
all the ministries that our peers, you know, were just in the same boat with that. So.
Yeah.
But we did get a Grammy nominee.
That's
nomination.
right.
That was
Nomination.
nomination.
That's
And we are
insane.
just thrilled.
That's
I mean,
it's an
Crazy.
amazing
incredible.
thing.
So how does this dynamic work with siblings? I have siblings. I would kill them if I had to live on a bus with them. I couldn't imagine that living with them, working with them, in ministry with them. How does that dynamic work for all of you?
It's a
Well,
great
we might have
question.
thought about
About to say.
might have thought about slaying somebody.
Intense moments.
yeah, we all have curtains in our bunks on the bus. So if you see
Yeah.
the curtain shut, do not mess
Yeah.
with that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a very important rule on the
And
bus.
since we grew up traveling on a bus, really homeschooled, and so we know each other's limits. We know when to step back.
Something
and-
like pushing the limits.
Oh yeah.
And we don't
Not
need
pointing any fingers,
Yeah.
but
we don't need a whole lot of communication
Mm-mm.
to really know the limits that we reach.
yeah.
It happens organically.
Almost in just a little look. Like we
Oh,
know
yeah.
each other's look. Like stop
Yep.
it, leave me alone for a
Or
minute.
Katie over here, I'm going to tell on her for a second. Within a 45-foot bus, she walks in, and I believe it registers in her mind that the rest of the bus in front of her is her closet. So she will
Oh,
just.
that's very true.
I will open my curtain to my bunk and trying to crawl in at sometimes, and there'll be T-shirts of
Oh, yes.
hers in my bunk and shoes and just.
Well, try
It's better
cleaning
to
the bus.
have
Yeah.
it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Is
Very
my
true.
motto on the bus for
Yeah.
a weekend.
Very true.
I'm the bus cleaner, and so it takes me the first 10 minutes of cleaning the bus to pick up after my little sister. So this is probably too
sorry.
much information,
Oh,
but this is what it is.
I think we're
is gold.
venting. This is more
This
of a
is- yeah,
venting
this is a
session
venting,
now.
yeah.
That's what I'm here. I'm
Intervention.
Lucy from the Peanuts. 5 cents,
Yeah.
please.
yes, yes.
So tell me, how did it feel when you got the call that you had been nominated for a Grammy and for a Christmas album too in the Best Roots Gospel Album category?
It was insane. We were actually watching. They were doing a Facebook Live. The Academy was, and they when the Best Roots category came up. Honestly, the last thing we expected. I was still in bed. I was
Right.
still.
I
in
was too,
bed.
bro. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I was in bed, and I opened up the app just for kicks and giggles, and I was already halfway late anyway. But I saw the first Mark Bishop, a few others be announced, and then when they announced What Christmas Really Means by the Erwins, I said, "Oh, something's wrong. Something happened here.
Right.
That's not."
Yeah.
It almost happened so fast. You're like, no, Yeah, it wasn't.
It was-
that wasn't
They
us,
didn't say
right?
that.
Yeah.
Well, it was around
Yeah.
10:30 or 11 a.m. that
Yeah.
morning. And
Which is early for us.
Yeah.
Very early. And I was laying in bed. I'd already gotten up, but I kind of laid back down. And I see it, and I immediately just go from this position in bed to standing
Oh
up.
yeah, jump in your bed.
And I don't remember doing it. And it was just that fast. I'm like, that's unreal. There's no way that happened. And
Yeah, you start getting texts and phone calls, and you're just thankful and blessed.
praise the Lord.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
amazing.
it's all Him.
People that know me know that I'm a very emotional person. I cry over everything. I have so many emotions. I literally cried for 30 minutes nonstop. I mean, just like squalling my eyes out, just going crazy.
surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's surprised by
Nope,
that. No,
nope.
but that's what I reacted like. So.
And what did it feel like to be nominated with Mark Bishop and the Crabs and the I'm trying to remember everybody, the Ernie Hawson signature sound and the Fist Jubilee singers?
Oh, I
Come
know.
on, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think any of us would be here without them.
Insane.
So what was it like to know that you were among really legends in our business?
Heroes of ours. All four other nominees are heroes to us. And I don't know how to adequately put that into words, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask us how did we start singing gospel music, and the easiest way to put it is that we were raised fans of this music,
Still
of so many
are.
so many different genres of gospel music. We've loved it all and listened to it, and we've soaked it up throughout the years. And so many of these people that you just named have been those people that we listen to and look up to. So to even be considered amongst them in that category is it's mind blowing, really.
It is.
So this album is absolutely beautiful. I would love to know what went into the thought process of picking songs.
Well, we wanted to really keep the gospel at the forefront for this record. It was our very first Christmas record. We'd never done one before. And you know, we obviously love the old Christmas classics, Jingle Bells, and all those songs, and we listen to them every year, every single year, and they're some of our favorites. But we wanted the gospel to be clearly presented in every song. And that's I hope that's what we accomplished. And I'll tell you this: the very first tour in 2019, the Christmas 2019 tour, was what Christmas Really Means when it came out, and God shaped that tour into something that we never would have thought that He would. Every single night in that tour, somebody came to know Christ. Wow. Every single night, something that we never would have imagined. And obviously, we're 100% for, but we just never would have imagined that happening. And that's of the most importance for us. I mean, is if people can hear the gospel, and even in a Christmas tour, a Christmas concert.
Yeah.
And so.
And even in the song selection, we wanted to choose songs that we could sing year round, that we
Yes,
purposely
absolutely.
that could work in a normal concert program for us. So that I think I hope we
Captured
that translate.
that, yeah.
I hope we captured that
Hopefully
for sure.
so.
Okay, I want to know what each of you, since you're songwriters as well, what's the favorite lyric that you've ever written or song you've ever written?
Be easy for me and you, brother.
Yeah.
And
About
Katie,
to
I
say,
guess.
so us three, we're newbies at songwriting. Kinda. We've written, I mean, officially, you're gonna have to stay tuned, but really one.
Yes,
that we've cut.
Yeah, that
yeah.
we've cut. It's not out yet, so stay tuned.
That was a secret.
That
was
is a secret. I don't know if I could say that. Might be edited out. But so we're newbies at songwriting. Chris actually has written his first song that is released. It was an album title for us called Watch and See.
That's right.
That was Chris's first song, and you wrote it with.
Kenna West
Yeah.
and
Love
Jason
Kenna.
Cox.
That's
They're
right.
incredible. Mhm.
That's right. So Chris
They-
might be able to answer that question.
And he's written
a lot
multiple
easier.
songs. He's written a
Yeah,
few of them.
my favorite
Yeah.
lyric from Watch and See is it's the part of the first verse, and it says, "And we hope with expectation," with meaning that we know that God, we know because of God's word and what He has clearly stated, we can have expectations of knowing, like in that
Right.
calm assurance of knowing that He's going to work in whatever way that we need in our lives. He has our best interest at heart at all times, and so
Yeah.
we can just expect. We can wake up every morning knowing
Miracles.
that God's going to work miracles and
right.
that God's going to make a way in
Yeah.
whatever way seems hopeless for us.
Yep.
Okay, so flip that around. Any song or lyric you wish you had have written that someone else did?
Great question.
Ooh.
And it can be anything.
This interview
any
is
genre.
not long enough for
No,
that.
yeah, get ready.
We love music.
I know
I'm
what yours
trying
would.
to think.
Ah,
Honestly,
actually, I don't. There's too many. Let me think.
This is hard. This is harder than I thought because
Oh,
I'm going through so many lyrics in my mind
If
now.
you wouldn't have asked, I could have told
I
you.
know.
It's
What
one
do you
of
listen
those
to these
moments.
days?
honestly, I love the Fanny Crosby song "Blessed Assurance."
Yes.
I really
yeah.
do. It's a
You can't lose
timeless
to that.
song. The lyrics to it.
Like,
And
I'll throw out an old Bill Gaither, because he lives.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
face
yeah.
tomorrow
Mhm.
because I know
Yeah.
he holds the future.
That's
Beautiful.
right.
I love any lyric from the song "The Promise" by the Martins.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Never go wrong with The Promise.
Yeah.
Incredible song.
I've been on a Crab Family kick recently.
Come on.
He never promised the cross would not get heavy,
Yeah.
and the hill would not get be hard to climb. That's a lyric that I listened to yesterday actually, and it's an amazing
Yeah.
song, one of the best that's ever been written.
Another one, Passed as a Promise, The Wiznets.
That's
yeah,
a good
it's
song.
Incredible
It's a
song.
great song.
Kyle Rowland song.
Yes,
I believe.
Kyla Rowland, I believe that's the case. Yeah.
Great song.
Great lyric.
Yep.
But
So this
can
is
go on.
all you've ever done.
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to do something else for a living, what do you think you would have done?
Education probably for me, because I love sports. Generally, mainly, I mean, I'd watch cricket. I mean, I like any sport. A very competitive individual, along with this fella here, and very competitive with each
Not
other.
as competitive as me.
Oh, I think we
No,
are.
you're not.
There
I
you
think,
go.
anyway,
There you go. I mean-
anyway, I would probably coach basketball. I would love to coach. I would love to do that. What about you?
I would ditto to that. Obviously, I would be a better coach than you, but you know, I would do something in education as well. I love, obviously, my two little girls, being around them any second of the day. So I can just imagine, you know, trying to influence other people's children would be amazing.
That's true.
And so yeah, I would be a teacher as well, probably.
I love anything to do with hair, makeup, fashion. I feel like even on the side, it's been a dream of mine to open my own boutique, my own clothing line, or something like that. So that might be coming in the future. Nothing's started yet, but I would love to do that. That's a dream of mine. But if I wasn't traveling full time, I'd probably get my cosmetology license and do hair and makeup for weddings and photo shoots and stuff like that. I love doing that.
I can't imagine even not this capacity, but it'd be something to do with music for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
I can't. Obviously, it's hard to dictate exactly what that avenue would be, but also I love anything to do with New York. So
This dude can lead
making
tours
music
in
and
the
then
city of New York.
somehow
city,
come out of
he
New
loves
York.
it.
That would be been
He's been many
That'd be
times,
it.
15 times probably,
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
Well, as we wrap up the interview, is there a message of hope that you would like to leave our viewers?
Yeah.
God has not changed.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He has not changed. What He has brought us through in the past, He can and has promised to do it again. And so, no matter what the people, the viewers, no matter what we're facing, we can have that assurance, that blessed assurance that
Yeah.
God has in control. He
Yeah.
hasn't changed.
And he never will change
Right.
That's right.
either. He will always remain the same. No matter what we face in life, we can always cling to that fact. You know, he's always going to remain the same.
Well, guys, so excited for you.
our
Cannot
honor.
wait to see what happens. Everybody, make sure that you go download, buy, wherever you get your Christian music from, What Christmas Really Means by the Erwins, and the Grammys are on March 14th.
Whoop,
right.
whoop.
All right.
That's right.